In a world where celebrity headlines dominate every corner of the internet, nothing grabs attention quite like Taylor Swift's personal life. And this time, the story took an unexpected twist. The shocking engagement news of Taylor Swift instantly became a global talking point, with fans celebrating and critics dissecting every detail. But what really set the internet ablaze was not just Taylor's announcement. It was Nicole's bold and unapologetic response. From the very beginning of this story, let me tell you one thing clearly. Stay with me until the end, because only then will you truly understand the depth of this drama. As Taylor's engagement news spread, many assumed that most celebrities would remain quiet, simply liking posts or dropping a few emojis. But Nicole decided to do something entirely different. Known for her outspoken nature and fearless attitude, she didn't hold back. Instead of joining the wave of congratulations, she made a statement that sent shockwaves through Hollywood gossip circles. It wasn't just a casual remark. It was a direct, powerful, and layered response that made people question her true feelings. Was it jealousy, empowerment, or a hidden message that only insiders could decode? Social media exploded instantly. Fans began dissecting every single word of Kayla's statement, linking it to her past experiences and her complicated ties with the celebrity world. Some cheered her on, calling her a queen for speaking her mind. Others criticized her timing, suggesting she was trying to steal the spotlight. But the truth is, her response wasn't just a reaction. It was a carefully delivered moment that created suspense, leaving everyone wondering what might unfold next. This wasn't just celebrity gossip anymore. It had turned into a cultural conversation, one that made people stop scrolling and think twice. The engagement of Taylor Swift wasn't just another headline. It was a global moment, celebrated by millions across the world. From fans creating trending hashtags to media outlets rushing to break every detail, the news felt like history in the making. But just when people thought the story couldn't get more dramatic, Nicole stepped in with words that demanded attention. Her response wasn't hidden in a quiet comment section. It was loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. Kayla has always been someone who speaks her truth without worrying about backlash. But this time, the timing of her statement made it even more impactful. While the world was caught up in the fairy tale romance of Taylor's engagement, Kayla's voice came across as a storm cutting through the celebrations. She spoke with a tone that hinted at both strength and defiance, almost as if she wanted to remind the world that not everyone views celebrity love stories through rose-colored glasses. The fascinating part is how quickly her response turned into a trending topic of its own. Screenshots of her statement spread across Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok within hours, sparking debates and dividing fans into two camps. Some argued that her words carried a deeper message about independence and empowerment, praising her for being unafraid to stand apart. Others, however, felt her boldness overshadowed the happiness of the moment, framing it as unnecessary drama. But here's the hook. Kayla's move wasn't just about Taylor Swift. Her message felt broader, almost like a statement about how women should own their voices even in the shadow of massive headlines. Whether intentional or not, Nicole made herself a central figure in a story that was never supposed to be about her. And that's exactly what left everyone hooked. The story began as Taylor Swift's celebration, but Nicole's response shifted the spotlight in a way no one expected. Suddenly, every news outlet wasn't just covering the engagement. They were analyzing Kayla's words, tone, and the possible meaning behind them. What made her response so intriguing was the mixture of subtle shade and undeniable confidence. It wasn't an outburst. It was calculated, precise, and designed to spark curiosity. And that's exactly what it did. Fans immediately started drawing connections between Kayla's past relationships and her current statement. Was this her way of addressing unresolved emotions? Or was it her attempt to highlight how women often feel overshadowed by high-profile romances? The beauty of her words was that they left room for interpretation, and that uncertainty became the fuel that kept the internet buzzing. By the time the second day of coverage rolled around, Kayla's boldness had created a wave of think pieces and reaction videos. Influencers dissected her message frame by frame, turning her into a symbol of resistance against the carefully polished images of celebrity relationships. She wasn't just another name in the headline anymore. She was the twist in the tale, the surprise element that no one saw coming. But here's what made the drama even more gripping. Kayla didn't backtrack. She didn't delete her response, nor did she soften her tone. Instead, she doubled down, standing by her words with the same energy that had sparked the chaos. And in today's world, where many celebrities quickly apologize or clarify their statements, that unwavering stance made her appear fearless. This wasn't simply a reaction, it was a power move, a statement of independence. And whether people loved it or hated it, they couldn't stop talking about it. As the engagement headlines continued to dominate, Kayla Nicole's response carved its own path through the noise. The fascinating part wasn't just what she said, it was how people reacted to it. Social media became a battlefield. One side applauded her bravery, saying it takes courage to speak your truth when the whole world is celebrating someone else's fairy tale. The other side accused her of seeking attention, insisting her timing was designed to stir controversy. But no matter which side you were on, one thing was clear. Kayla had become impossible to ignore. What truly made the situation magnetic was the tension it created between perception and intention. Did Kayla really mean to challenge Taylor's big moment? Or was she simply expressing something personal? That mystery fueled endless speculation. Fans pored over her past posts, looking for hidden meanings and subtle hints that might explain her true motives. And in that frenzy, Kayla's voice grew louder than ever. Entertainment outlets picked up on the drama, amplifying it with headlines that framed her response as both daring and disruptive. Suddenly, Kayla wasn't just reacting, she was shaping the narrative. And in the world of celebrity culture, where timing and impact can define a career, this was a bold step into the spotlight. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Kayla didn't allow the criticism to silence her. Instead, she leaned into the storm, letting the buzz build around her. That refusal to fade into the background gave her words a weight that stretched far beyond Taylor Swift's engagement. It turned into a broader conversation about authenticity, independence, and the courage to stand apart in a world that thrives on conformity. Kayla Nicole wasn't just making a comment. She was making a statement that still echoes. When the dust finally began to settle around Taylor Swift's engagement announcement, one undeniable fact remained. Kayla Nicole had managed to turn a single response into a cultural moment. What started as Taylor's fairy tale quickly evolved into a two-layered narrative, one about love and celebration, the other about strength and individuality. And the reason it resonated so deeply was simple. Kayla wasn't afraid to be the disruption in a world obsessed with polished perfection. Her words, bold and unapologetic, carried a message that went beyond Hollywood drama. For some, she became a symbol of empowerment, proof that you don't have to stay silent while the world dictates the narrative. For others, she was controversial, someone who overshadowed another woman's happiness with her own spotlight. But whether admired or criticized, she kept people engaged, and in today's fast-moving news cycle, that's no small feat. The most captivating element of Kayla's response was how it added layers of unpredictability to what seemed like a straightforward story. Taylor's engagement should have been the final chapter, a clean, happy ending. Instead, Kayla's words ensured that audiences stayed glued, waiting for the next development, the next hidden meaning, the next twist. And that unpredictability is what makes a story legendary. Even now, conversations about Kayla Nicole's response highlight how a single moment can shift the balance of attention. It's a reminder that in the world of celebrities, silence is safe, but boldness creates history. By refusing to be sidelined, Kayla etched her name into one of the most talked about headlines of the year. So, if you thought Taylor's engagement was the climax, Kayla Nicole's bold stand proved it was only the beginning of a much bigger story.